Hey, welcome. Let's talk about something fascinating. How does a brand become a legend? How does it go from just a name on a box to something people build their whole identity around? Well, today, we're going to unpack this psychological blueprint for building a brand that really, truly connects with people. No, seriously, just think about that for a second. What on earth makes someone get a Harley-Davidson or an Apple logo tattooed on their body? It's not just about a slick ad or a cool design, right? It's way deeper than that. It's a real psychological bond. And the blueprint for building that exact connection, that's what we're diving into right now. So, the big idea behind all of this is something called customer-based brand equity. It sounds kind of academic, but the concept is super powerful. It basically says a brand isn't the product. The real power of a brand is built right inside our own minds and hearts. Yeah, it's the grand total of every single experience, thought, and feeling you've ever had about it. Okay, so to really get our heads around this, we're going to climb what's called the brand resonance pyramid. We'll start at the very bottom, the foundation, which is all about where a brand really lives. Then we're going to work our way up through four crucial steps: identity, meaning, responses, and the top of the mountain, relationships. So, you ready? Let's start the climb. All right, first things first. Before we can build anything, we have to know what we're building on. And for a brand, that foundation, that ground, it's the human mind. You know the perfect example of this? It's the classic blind taste test. You give someone two sodas that are exactly the same, but you tell them one of them is Coke. And what happens? Suddenly, that one tastes better. The actual drink didn't change one bit, but their perception of it totally did. Why? All because of the brand knowledge, the feelings, the memories they have stored away. That right there is brand equity in action.
Okay, here we are at the base of the pyramid. Step 1, identity. This is super fundamental. Before a brand can mean anything deep or complex, people just have to know you exist. The one question you have to answer at this stage is simple. Who are you?
This bottom level has a name: brand salience. And listen, this isn't just about people recognizing your logo. It's about your brand popping into their head at the perfect time in the right situation. The whole goal here is to build awareness that is not just deep, but also really, really broad. So awareness has these two key parts. Depth, that's the easy one. Can people remember or recognize your brand? Simple enough. But breadth, oh, that's where the real strategic magic is. Breadth is all about linking your brand to as many different situations as possible. Think about Campbell's soup. For years, they weren't just competing with other soups. They were fighting the idea that soup is just for lunch or only for when you're sick. Their whole mission was to broaden that awareness so you'd think of Campbell's when you're making dinner or looking for a recipe or just on a chilly day. That's building breadth.
All right, let's climb up to level 2, meaning. Now that people know who you are, you've got to teach them what you are. This is the part where you start connecting all these specific ideas, some are concrete, some are more abstract, to your brand name. And this is really cool. Brand meaning gets built on two separate tracks, kind of like head versus heart. On one side, you've got performance. This is the rational stuff, the appeal to your brain. Does the product actually work? Is it reliable? Is the price fair? Then on the other side, you have imagery. This is the emotional path, the appeal to your heart. What does this brand stand for? Who are the people who use it? What's its personality? The truly great brands, they master both. So how do you actually carve out this meaning in a crowded market? Well, brands use two key tools. First, you've got points of parity, or POPs. Think of these as the table stakes, the things you have to have just to compete. If you're Starbucks going up against a local coffee shop, you both need to have good coffee and a place for people to sit. Those are the POPs. But then you've got your points of difference, your PODs. This is what makes you unique. For Starbucks, their big PODs are probably that incredible convenience and knowing you'll get the exact same latte in London as you do in Los Angeles. That's their unique reason to choose that. And you know what the smartest companies do? They boil all this meaning down into a short, simple brand mantra. Now, this isn't a tagline for commercials. It's an internal compass. It's a filter for every single decision they make. Look at Nike. Authentic athletic performance. If a new product doesn't check all three of those boxes, it's not a Nike product. Simple as that. Or Disney. Fun family entertainment. That little phrase guides everything from theme park rides to movies. It's an incredibly powerful way to stay true to who you are. Okay, let's keep climbing. We're moving up to the third level of the pyramid. We've figured out identity, we've built meaning, and now we get to brand responses. This is all about how customers actually react to your brand based on everything you've taught them so far.
And guess what? That whole head versus heart thing comes back into play here. Responses are a mix of both.
On the rational side, you have judgments. These are the customer's personal opinions, their logical evaluations. And on the emotional side, you have feelings, those gut reactions, the actual emotions your brand stirs up in people. So when we talk about the logical side, customers are kind of running through a mental checklist. They're judging your brand's quality. They're thinking about its credibility. Are you trustworthy, an expert? They're deciding if you're even worth their consideration. And ultimately, they're asking, is this brand actually superior to the other options out there? But then there's the emotional side, and this is where things get really potent. Strong brands can spark a whole spectrum of feelings. Think about the feeling of warmth you get from a can of Campbell's soup, the pure fun of Disney, the rush of excitement from Red Bull. These feelings, whether it's a sense of security or social approval or even self-respect, they're incredibly powerful drivers for why we stick with a brand. All right, here we are. We've made it to the very top of the pyramid. This is the final level. It's the hardest to achieve, but it's also the most rewarding. It's called brand resonance. And this is where a simple connection turns into a real relationship. The customer isn't just a customer anymore. They're actually identifying with the brand. Yeah, brand resonance is pretty much the holy grail of marketing. We're talking about a deep psychological bond. It's when a customer feels totally in sync with the brand, like they just get each other. This goes way beyond just liking a product. It's about feeling like you're a part of something bigger. This is the level where true fans, true brand evangelists are born. So, resonance isn't just one thing. It's actually made up of 4 different parts, and they build on each other. It starts with behavioral loyalty. That's pretty straightforward. You just buy the product again and again. But then it gets deeper. It becomes attitudinal attachment, where people will actually say, I love this brand. From there, it can blossom into a sense of community, where you feel a kinship with other people who use the brand. And the absolute peak, that's active engagement. This is when customers start investing their own time and energy. They're joining clubs, going to events, even making their own content about the brand. And I mean, is there a better example of a brand community than the Harley Owners Group? HOG. Come on, we're talking over 1 million members worldwide. It is a literal global tribe built around this shared identity. Harley-Davidson isn't just selling motorcycles. They're selling a sense of belonging. That is the incredible power of resonance. Okay, so we've climbed the whole pyramid. We've built this amazing, powerful structure inside the consumer's mind. But so what? What's the actual payoff? Why does all this stuff matter to a business's bottom line? Well, it's because all this work translates directly into cold, hard cash through something called the brand value chain. It shows a super clear chain reaction. It starts with a smart marketing investment. That investment shapes the customer mindset, which is our pyramid. Then, that positive mindset drives better market performance. We're talking higher sales, the ability to charge more, lower costs. And what does all that lead to? Ultimately, it creates more shareholder value. And really, that's the key takeaway here. Building a powerful brand isn't some fluffy, soft marketing exercise. It is a direct, traceable line from creating value inside a customer's head to creating real, measurable financial value for the company. It's how you turn perception into pure profit. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to noodle on. Think about the brands you personally love. I mean, the ones you are genuinely, truly loyal to. Which one of those has climbed to the very top of your personal pyramid? And maybe more importantly, try to trace it back through the steps we talked about. What exactly did that brand do to earn that top spot? The answer to that question tells you everything about the power of building a brand the right way.